Day 28. Welcome back to the returning viewers and a warm welcome to any new viewers that are stopping by. My name is Tanya, I'm 52 years old and I live on the east coast of Scotland, and today it's an absolutely scorcher of an afternoon. And this is my 30-day challenge. I'm a new YouTube channel where I'm wanting to learn fast and sharing my life experiences to get comfortable being in front of the camera. So those of you that have supported me all the way through to day 28, a sincere thank you. I really appreciate your support. And in a couple of days' time, once I've finished the 30-day challenge, the intention is for me to start posting 3 times a week. One will be on a Monday and it will be a self-reflecting type of video where I'm looking at the week previously and then what I've learned from that week and what am I looking to do going forward. And that will be predominantly focusing on my self-development journey as well as the not the creation, but my online business and the things that I'm doing behind the scenes to actually be able to promote that business other than what I'm just doing on YouTube. And then on a Wednesday, it's going to be the educational value add aspect. So for those of you that have stuck around because you actually want to learn more of the tools, techniques, hints and tips of what to do, both from a coaching and from a therapy perspective and from my extensive life experience and courses, books and podcasts that I've sort of consumed over the years, and I'm currently doing post my qualification to sort of retain the continuous development practice that I'm actually doing. And then on a Friday, it's all about me sort of like bringing a little bit of kind of light relief and recounting some of the stories from my past. And there's been a lot of travel, there's been a lot of fun activities, there's a lot of kind of cultural stuff from a background, having a Greek father and then a Scottish and Polish mother. So all the kind of cultural stuff that sort of like surfaces as a result of that. And just to sort of like set you up for the weekend if you just want to switch off and just hear someone else's kind of perspective on life. And as a result of this kind of channel, I want to create a community and tribe where we're actually sharing and supporting each other, because life can be tough at times, but life is happening for us and it's our opportunity to learn and grow from this human experience. And if we've got support from the people that are cheering us on, then we can actually start cheering ourselves, because sometimes having the inner cheerleader can be quite challenging for a lot of people, especially if there's been a lot of negative self-chatter that you've had because of your conditioning, because you were unaware that you were actually doing it for whatever the reasons were. So where we've got to in terms of my life story, we've got up to 2023, where I experienced my second burnout through work. And even though I had a lot of teachings and experiences and had gone through burnout before, I wasn't ready to go and do travel, and I didn't want to escape anything because I realized I was the common denominator in everything. So I needed to look inwards to find the answers as to why my behaviors, patterns and actions were what they were, and why I was creating this internal suffering within myself, rather than being able to let go and be kind and compassionate to myself, because I was doing the best that I could. I was actually surviving. So, but I don't want to just survive. I want to thrive, and I want to be able to impact people. And by demonstrating that I am actually I am walking my talk, rather than it just being talking the talk and not taking the action. It has to be hand in hand. So on the 11th of April 2023, I signed up to do the Rapid Transformational Therapy course, which is an online course, and the structure of the materials and the support from the trainers is absolutely superb. So Marisa created the RTT training school, and as part of that training school, they actually teach you to become a hypnotherapist, but on steroids, because it's the Rapid Transformational Therapy. And what that's actually doing, it's giving you the hypnotherapy tools, but also a raft of more tools. Now Marisa Marisa has got an amazing channel on YouTube and she provides a lot of free content. So what I'm going to do is link in the descriptions below her channel that you can actually log in and sort of see for yourself what that entails. In addition, there is my website, and I've got some content in the kind of frequently asked questions, which provides a bit more kind of information in terms of what is hypnotherapy, who can actually benefit from it, who is hypnotherapy not suitable for, and it provides a little bit more kind of answering those specific questions. And in addition to the online training course, which you could actually do, you could complete the training course in 6 months, or you could go up to a year to complete your studies. But what I wanted was, I wanted to meet Marisa. I didn't want to just do the materials and see her over Zoom when she has our kind of practical Q&A sessions, or where she would actually run master classes. I wanted to actually meet her in person. And in September 2023, they had the Rushton Live event, and that was based down in Rushton Hall, and there was a group of 91 of us that were actually training together with the trainers and Marisa herself, and we got the opportunity to sort of like, for the majority of us, to stay in the kind of residential hall, as well as do the actual course, and have even a meals where we could actually socialize after the day's event. And it was absolutely superb. I met lifelong friends that up until today we're actually communicating through WhatsApp groups. We meet up on Zoom and we're interacting fairly regularly to support each other, because we're all got different life circumstances and different paths to how we're progressing with kind of our future careers going forward, because not everyone is doing the pivot that I'm doing, which was qualified accountant, decided that I wasn't feeling fulfilled with the work that I was doing. Yes, financially I was getting remunerated very handsomely, and I know that I can add immense value doing that role, but it just wasn't lighting me up. I wasn't waking up in the morning and thinking, yeah, I can't wait to help deliver another project, where the coaching and the therapy is just a total light up for me. So once I finished the Rushton course, I actually, as I was driving from Rushton back up to Scotland, I just felt totally inspired, and my brain was just starting to think, well, if you were to set up a business, what would you want that business to sort of focus on? And I'll talk a wee bit more about the business aspects tomorrow, but I got inspired by, I really want to be heard, because for all my life, because I've been a people pleaser, an overgiver, and sort of wanting to sort of like meet other people's expectations, I've probably shied away from being really vocal in a lot of respects in my life. I've been vocal in my job because I was an expert in my field, but when it came to my personal life, and when it came to interacting with friends, family, and extended larger groups, I was quite shy and reserved, and I was always like letting other people be more vocal rather than myself. And this is where I'm sort of like, as a result of doing those 5 days live, meeting Marisa and all the people that sort of like supported me on that journey, I found out that I had the strength within me to be able to stand in my own power and talk my honest truth and be vulnerable and share my life experiences. And that's where I was actually gaining more impact, by sharing my story. So as a result, I wanted to be heard. And I believe everyone needs to be heard. Everyone needs to have a voice, and for their voice to be counted, even if it is just one other person that hears that voice. But we need to be heard. We also need to be seen. And that's what I'm trying to do with having this YouTube channel, getting in front of the camera, because I want to be the face of my brand, and I want to be heard, but I want to also be seen. But the whole purpose of being heard and being seen is to be brave to make the changes that we want in our lives. Because unless we change what we're actually doing, it's what the kind of definition of insanity is. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and you expect a different result, that's never going to happen. So in order for you to become a better version of yourself, you need to push that comfort zone. You need to go into the fear zone and then into the learning zone and then into the growth zone. And by moving through those kind of different zones, you actually become a much enhanced version of yourself. You're connecting to your divine source and you're actually channeling into this kind of human experience, the true essence of who we're meant to be. And in order to do that change, it's about us then able to have freedom for us to thrive. So we want to be free. We want to be free of all the negativity and the meanings and expectations we've set upon ourselves, whether it's been our cultural upbringing, our caregivers' kind of mindsets and their past trauma that sort of inform them to be in that kind of survival. We need to be fearful. Instead, to sort of break through the shackles of all of that, in order for us to be in that kind of brave, embracing change and wanting to be free, whether it's time freedom, whether it's money freedom, whether it is just being able to impact people and do fulfilling work, whatever freedom means for you. But the whole purpose of it is for us to thrive, to be the best version of ourselves. So in order to do all of that, when I was driving up, I got this kind of vision in my head of what I wanted this kind of mission and vision to be as part of the business if I decided to pursue it, which clearly I have because I'm doing this YouTube channel and I've got a website and I've got paying clients in the process as well. But I decided I didn't want to just do the hypnotherapy and the therapy side of things because there is still a lot of stigma and resistance for a lot of people, where coaching is such a trend at the moment. Whether people are wanting to enhance their business or their performance or to meet their goals and their expectations or their health goals, whatever it might be. But I wanted it to be whatever the client wants. So I wanted to do a coaching certification that would actually enhance the hypnotherapy qualification that I had done. And luckily for me, the RTT training school was actually doing a coaching, so a Rapid Transformational Coaching, which sort of envelops a lot of the kind of coaching techniques, but it sort of puts them on that steroid as well, because it sort of takes a lot of Marisa's teachings and it creates the kind of tools and the techniques that you're able to utilize on a conscious brain, as well as the kind of therapy that works on the subconscious brain. And that way you've got the best of both worlds, because you're not just giving suggestions to people, you're actually finding the root cause of what's underpinning the block that they may have or the limiting belief, and able to sort of like let that go and replace it with something that is going to be much more value add and enhance them on their kind of journey for transformation. So then I signed up to do concurrently with my RTT training to also do the RTC training. So I started the hypnotherapy in April and I finished that in November, and I started the coaching in September and I finished that in March. And this is where bringing the two aspects together and being able to help clients has been absolutely transformational, because it makes me feel so happy and joyful and fulfilled inside, seeing the transformations that I'm helping people achieve in their lives in a much shorter period of time than they would if they tried to do that transformation on their own. So it's a win-win kind of situation. So that was my training journey. I'll put the link to Marisa's channel so you can get some more information, plus my own website is available so you can actually have a look at that if you've got any questions. Or if you've got questions that are not answered in the website or you can't find it on Marisa's site, please just pop it into the comments, because have you gone any kind of training that sort of inspired you and you might have decided to pivot your career? Or are you thinking about it and you're just needing to sort of like share that and get maybe some support? Please feel free to put that in the comments. Now, the one final thing that I want to leave you with is that I went to university, I did all my schooling, went to university, and then after I did my professional accountancy exams, and I've worked through different models of learning, and what I've actually found that RTT and RTC training for me personally just hit all the right kind of interaction, even though it was virtual, but then we had the in-person elements for the therapy in Rushden. I felt so supported, and the way that the material was actually structured was so easy to actually follow, and there were so many case studies and supporting material and recommended reading that they provided, that I genuinely felt that I was able to go through the learning experience. But if I needed to sort of like ask any specific questions, there was ample opportunities for me to do that. And that is something that I didn't necessarily feel in the other types of training that I have done in my past. So if any of you were thinking about doing the RTT or the RTC training, I would highly recommend them, because I actually got immense value from the experience, but it was also the interaction with fellow students, because you do the work in cohorts and you get to interact with those people, and we all come from various kind of backgrounds, so the breadth of experience and knowledge that we gain is actually invaluable. And then there's Facebook groups as well, because then there's that sense of community that if you've got any questions, you can ask for peer support, and more the amount of people that are willing to sort of like give up their kind of experience and advice and help people is absolutely amazing. Okay, so I'm just going to bring that to a close. I want you to go out and seize the day. Have the most amazing day. And remember, you've always got choices in life, so choose wisely. Until tomorrow, bye.